State to present a highlight of 2025 budget as follows. Total budget size for this year, for the year 2025, is 682 billion, 244 million, 449,513,000 naira for 874. The total size of the budget is the sum of, as I mentioned, 682 billion. Each for recurrent revenue and expenditure with the following allocations. Recurrent expenditure has the allocation of 157 billion, 967 million, 755,024 naira for 364, representing 23.15%. Capital expenditure has the provision of 524 billion, 274 million, 694,489 naira for 51, representing 76.85%. So we are spending 76% for our capital budget against 23% for the capital. The total of this budget, when compared with that of 2024, have an increase of 200 billion, 535 million, 619,501.61, representing 40% increase. Recurrent revenue, which represents 381 billion, 337 million, 350,882, 682 naira or 64. That is, part component of this revenue includes the part component of the revenue is 316 billion, 919 million, 336,657 naira or 78. And the IGR component of the revenue is 64 billion, 426 million, and 14,218.86. This have an increase of 140 billion, 838 million, 271,288 naira with an increase of 36.9% on the revenue side. Capital receipt, 280 billion, 907 million, and 96,637 naira from 23. Comprising aids and grants for 126 million, 482 million, 482,627 naira point 164. Capital Development Fund (CDF) represent 152 billion, 422 million, 616,000.074. Total recurrent expenditure is 157 billion, 969 million, 755,024 naira for 36, comprising personnel cost of 67 billion, 109 million, 306,196 naira for 25. Other recurrent and overhead costs include they are 90 billion, 860 million, 453,826 naira for 11. Total capital expenditure, as I mentioned, 524 billion, 274,694,499.51. The 2025 capital expenditure has an increase of 166 billion and 56,289,260.36, with over that of 2020, that is increased by that of 2024, with a percentage increase of 46.36%. Sectoral allocations. Administrative sector has 96 billion 278 million 397,545 naira representing 14.4% of the total budget. Economic sector, which has 302 billion 246,140,569.76, which represent 44.3% of the total budget. Law and justice has 6,242,592,359 naira.35, representing 0.1% of the total budget. Social sector has 275 billion 549 million 964,639 naira.57, representing 40.4% of the total budget, which gives us 682 billion as the total proposed budget for 2025. Ranking of MDAs by allocation. Education is the top of the list. Ministry of Basic, Secondary and Higher Education has 95 billion 995,873,044 naira.70, representing 14% of the total budget. Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock is the second on the budget, which has 81 billion 840 million 275 million 739.70, which represents 12% of the total budget. Ministry of Works and Housing and Transport has 10% of the budget. Ministry of Rural and Social Development has 9% of the budget. Ministry of Water Resources has 8% of the budget. Ministry of Environment has 7% of the budget. Ministry of Health has 6% of the budget. Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs has 3% of the budget. And others comprising of 31% of the total budget. Conclusion. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, distinguished invited guests, we shall remain prudent in our activities and sincere in the discharge of our duties. I task every public servant to uphold our commitment for service delivery as we embark on yet another year in office. Inshallah, alhamdulillah, we have fulfilled our constitutional responsibility to prepare and submit a budget for the benefit of the people of Katsina State. The baton is now with this House of Assembly. We look forward to a collaborative engagement that you shall embark upon to fine-tune our budget proposal to align with the operation of this House and its constituents. I remain confident you will use your best judgment and you will hold us to account. I have no doubt that this budget proposal shall be quickly passed into law, inshallah. On behalf of the people of Katsina State, the entire executive arm of the government, I once again offer my profound gratitude to this House and its honorable members for their support and duty. Not only today, but continuously as we implement the budget. Permit me to also put on record our appreciation to the judiciary, my colleagues in the Executive Council, the head of our traditional institutions, their Royal Highnesses, the Council of Ulama and Christian Association, for being with us all kinds of needs. We also enjoy the proactive collaboration of the conventional security agencies and our homegrown security outfit for their gallantry in the fight against insecurity in the state. I want to use this opportunity to pray for all the security personnel that have been lost in service. May Allah grant reward to them from His special gifts. They embody the ultimate courage we should all aspire to in the service of our people. I